Howdy! Welcome to not your average Let's Play of Starshot, Space Circus Fever. I'm recording this kind of less of a Let's Play and more like a commentary on the game. And stuff you might not know about it because I'm just a big nerd and I know too much about this game. We're going to be talking about some of the game developers and their backgrounds, some things maybe about the development of this game, as well as a cool story about how I got to meet one of the game devs in person and interview him about his work on the game, and also the canceled movie, which is pretty cool. If you're wondering about the Starshot canceled movie, I don't really talk about it that much in this video, but you can check out more information on that on a recent video essay that I've uploaded here. Also, I recorded this whole thing like a couple months ago in one take, and so it's not exactly my best work, but I hope it's still fun. I am also going to mention that this is actually going to be split into 3 different episodes, because I recorded it all and realized it was like an hour long, and that's kind of crazy, so we're going to split it up into 3 episodes, each having some nifty background info and fun things to tune into. We're going to be playing the PC version of the game, because honestly it's just objectively the best version of the game. As you might have heard right there, this game has full voice acting, and it's got a better soundtrack too. The graphics are better. I like it a lot. I know I have a lot of nostalgia for the N64 version, but this one's just super great, and it's also available on Steam if you're curious. The PC version is actually the original version of the game. The N64 version was like the port that they made. They wanted it to come out on a console. They were thinking about PlayStation 2, I think, at first, and then they changed it to N64. But the N64 version, like, the graphics are muddled, and the music isn't as good. It's more nostalgic, but it's not as high quality. This game also has some FMV cutscenes that are broken in the Steam version, so I'm just gonna kind of, like, superimpose that and get along with the story of this game.
What happened?
We are in orbit around planet Tensuns.
Ah, great news! Fire the missile! Full power!
Yes, sir, right now. Well, I'll go see what happens, sir.
Welcome to the Space Circus Missile Parade, the greatest show in any galaxy. In a few short hours, the Space Circus will land on your planet for pocket change, for mere pennies. You will have the privilege of entering our big top, where the most incredible creatures of the universe universe, be they solid, liquid, or gaseous, or gathered. Space Circus will show you what no other circus can show you. Gigantic monsters, creatures with supernatural powers, acrobatic robots. Who did that? This always happens to me. Look, I'm broke. I've got no money. I never had any money. My show is worth nothing. I have a ship that rusts as soon as it starts moving. And now, my missile parade has been destroyed!
So as we may or may not have seen from the cutscene, the circus has come to town. Almost came crashing down into said town, and they send out this missile as like a parade advertising thingy to be like, come to the circus, but then this little robot comes along and he blows the thing up. So the big boss, Mr. Starcash up there, is like, who the heck did that? So we're gonna find out who.
Listen, Willfall, you're going down to Tensuns, and you're gonna find the revolting individual who did this!
Is anyone else available?
Available, yes, but you're the only one I'm willing to sacrifice!
At least let me take Starshort.
Starshort? That incompetent? What do you expect him to do?
Well, he's not all that bright, but I would remind you he's the star juggler. He has the power to move the stars, which means he can bring them down on our enemy.
Well, go ahead.
Tensuns.
So you may have heard him call him Starshort instead of Starshot, and you might be wondering why. It's a bit of a long story. But long story short, they just called him Starshort as a joke, and they just went with it throughout almost all of the development of the game, I want to say. But at some point, I guess they had to serious up and just name him Starshot. But yeah, if you look through all of the development documents and everything, he's called Starshort. It's written that way, it's typed that way. Since like day one, he's been Starshort. Because the game devs that worked on this were not very serious, ever. They liked to joke around and do all sorts of goofy things all the time. We are on the planet Tensuns. This is the vacation planet, with 10 artificial suns in the sky. Beautiful. And we're gonna figure out who did this. This is where our parade was, and boom, it blew up. So we're gonna talk to the busty cop, question mark? We're gonna remember how to play the game. Hold on.
Hello, ladies. How's the investigation going?
Hey, who are you?
Me? I'm from the Space Circus. The circus that sent the missile parade.
Apparently, the initial findings of the investigation indicate that an explosive-type individual got in under the reactors of the target, from which location it set itself off, causing the object to be scattered over a 70-foot radius. If the culprit isn't found, the owner of the missile will have to pay for cleaning up the square. Does this debris belong to you?
Yes. No.
No.
It makes me stay out of jail. Don't move. We'll find the culprit. Goodbye.
This game, as you can tell, is full of many wacky characters, but also just hilarious dialogue. Like, so many jokes that went over my head as a kid. And so this game's a blast. Do we want to talk to the other chicks? I don't know. We don't really need to, I guess. So, let's see. I mean, yeah, you already know how this game works. You shoot stuff with your stars, you jump around, you can get 3 jumps. They didn't have time to put in any other, moves and stuff. There used to be a mechanic where you'd sink into the sand if you stood around too long. But I'm assuming they thought that was too difficult for a tutorial level, so it's just the sandcastles that do that. And then these kids run around and try to freaking kill you! This is Spud Boy. His blue friend Bingo is around here somewhere. Anyway, let me see. So, apparently, the game devs, like, nobody really came around to check on them very much. They were kind of just like, have fun, you guys. So they're hanging around. There's this absolutely unhinged picture of the game devs that I've got to show you, where they're just holding these random objects and just standing around. It's like, these are the guys that made this unhinged masterpiece. It's so funny. So, like, one of the guys that worked on this game, Nicolas Potier, he was in some interview recently, and he was like, yeah, I mean, we all just goofed around all the time. It was kind of just the work environment. Like, we understood we had a job to do, and we'd do it, but we were just big time goofing around, you know. Uh-oh. Oh, she's gonna kill me because I'm... No! Jesus Christ! Great thing about this game is there's no iframes. Anyway, what was I talking about? Right, they goofed around big time, and just had a blast. So this game is the result of a bunch of goofy French 20-somethings just having a ball. Oh no. Well, we found out who destroyed the missile parade. This is the Virtua Circus. Dun dun dun. This soundtrack is like ingrained in my brain, by the way. So these are the big bad guys, the masters of VR.
I think I've found the problem, boss. Virtua Circus is already on Tensuns.
What? That circus for the brain dead with its pathetic show? Wolfgang von Rubble and his band of idiotic robots are always dogging me. I'm sure they did it. I'm going to contact him and tell him what I think of him.
Well, hello,
Best
my
evil
dear
laugh.
colleague. Once again, it seems that you've arrived too late. I'd be surprised if the residents of Tensuns were interested in your kiddie matinee now that they've seen mine.
You exploded my missile parade, you maniac! You're a specialist in warped jobs like this.
I don't like your vagabond circus. If I see a single one of your guys hanging around on Tensuns, I'll have him killed by my robots. Goodbye.
Wolfgang! Wolfgang! Well, if he wants war, it'll be thermonuclear!
That line is legendary. Try to read the word thermonuclear when you're like 6 years old, by the way.
Willful! Willful!
Do you always have to shout?
You and Starshort are gonna go see the
You
Virtua
and
Circus
Starshort.
and find some way to get that insult to our noble profession off this planet.
Some way? What way? A good way.
Oh, that's about as clear as mud. Good way. Yes. I see what you, good way.
One last thing. Hundreds of killer robots from Virtua Circus are looking for you, so they can bump you off.
Hundreds. There's like 7. Anyway. So you're probably wondering, why the heck Starshot? How did I ever find this wacky game? I played it on N64 when I was like 6 years old. Or rather, I watched my, my dad and my uncle play it. And, you know, when you're little, you don't know what the heck is going on. I still don't know what the heck is going on in this game half the time. Did you see that surfer just eat shit? What happened? Okay. But anyway, you know, really? Oh, shucks. No! First death. The sharks that give you nightmares, for sure. Everyone's got, like, that one video game something that, like, scarred you for life. It's the sharks in Starshot, dude. But anyway, so I played it when I was little. I was enchanted by just all the wacky colors and characters, and I would just kind of doink around exploring and stuff and not really know what I was doing. Bro! And then in high school, I came back to this game, because I was like, what was up with that game? We never really got through it. Like, what other secrets does this wacky game have, you know? Which, by the way, it's got a great freaking sense of humor. Check this out. You go into a changing booth, and you hear a scream, and the lady in there, like, kicks you out. It's insane work. So, oh, there's one of the dudes! That's the guy that blew up the freaking missile parade, and there's like a trillion of them over here. I guess there are hundreds of killer robots for Virtua Circus, because there's like 1,000 of these stupid dudes. Bro, I love this. This guy has been around since, like, the very first piece of concept art for Tensuns. Check this out. He's on roller skates and you shoot him. runs into the toots and knocks them away. Which, like, never really works, but okay. So yeah, I picked up this game again in high school, and I'm like, this shit is hilarious! And when I found the PC version too, I was like, totally in love. The characters are so freaking funny. So it was like my hyperfixation in high school. Bro, check this out. This game's hysterical. So yeah, that was actually the beginning of something great. Little did I... Okay! Little did I know at the time. And, oh yeah, that was around the time I found out about the movie, which I'm dying to tell you guys about. So, apparently, back in... Oh, hey, Wolfall, how'd you appear there? Back in, like, I want to say 1999, Infogram was like, yo, you wanna... So the executive producer of this game, Xavier Chan, they're like, yo, Xavier, you wanna, like, write a movie script based on this game? And he's like, okay. So he puts it together in a couple months. He also commissioned someone to do an English translation of it. We don't remember her name, unfortunately. And they threw it together, they tossed it to some studios, but obviously they never picked it up, probably because this game sold, like, under 90,000 copies. Which, for Infogram, is bad. Like, they're used to publishing, like, the Smurfs, Tintin, Asterix, you know, like, licensed characters. Shoot, I'm dead. They're used to games that sell a lot, because it's, like, characters everyone knows, but then, this game was really, really bad. And part of that was because this is Infogram's very first 3D game. Like, ever. Alone in the Dark did come first, but that wasn't really 3D. That was like false 3D, you know, like flat objects in the foreground to make it like look 3D. But it wasn't like, this is the first fully 3D game Infogram tried to do. And it was like Infogram's B team, I want to say. I mean, no offense to the game devs, but... Well, all I know is that they said, like, the boss had some secret project he was working on. So probably his better dudes were off doing that. While these goofballs were tasked with Starshot, and nobody really, like, kept track of how they were doing. So they had all these great ideas for all these wacky characters and everything, and all these wonderful worlds, and, oh, shucks. And they created all that, but then they were like, well, shoot, how do we, like, make gameplay out of this? How do we, like, design levels based on this? How do we make this a platformer, essentially? How do we take the wonderful little universe we've created and turn it into an enjoyable video game? And unfortunately, they never quite figured it out. So that's part of the reason. Two reasons that this game struggled were because they hadn't done 3D platformers before, and they hadn't even done 3D before, really. But this game is so absolutely charming because of the goofballs that sat around working on this game. Gosh, it's fun. So, yeah, let me explain. We disabled force fields on the legs of the Virtua Circus, and we're literally just gonna blast the entire ship away. That's one way to do it. Because as the boss said, we need to find some way to get this this insult to our noble profession off this planet. Does the hand have... It does. It just has 3 fingers and a thumb. I never caught that. Because all the characters in this game do. In fact, okay, I take a lot of artistic inspiration from Starshot, and it's the reason I draw hands like this to this day. Yeah, I'm a big freaking nerd. Oh, you know, I forgot, I was telling y'all about the movie, and I totally spaced. So, yeah, they wrote the movie script. It didn't go anywhere. I found the movie script later in high school. Oh, shucks. And I was like, oh my god, no way. This is like essentially a sequel to this thing I'm obsessed with. What in the world? So I was stoked. Bro, these guys are really bad at surfing. So I found the script on an interview that someone had done. I always get lost in this game. I keep forgetting where I'm supposed to go. Oh yeah, okay. So no. Someone had interviewed Xavier Shawn about the game, and in this interview, he actually left behind a bunch of pictures of a lot of the development documents for the game, like 70 of them or something. So already, I'm over here geeking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all this Starshot stuff, all the unused things, and all this concept art. Why is he called Starshort still? All this stuff. I was geeking out. And then I saw the movie, and I'm like, what? So I read through the movie script. I'm like, this is amazing. And, oh, I didn't know I already had all this. And I was like, this is so cool. But also at the time, I was learning French. And that was another one of my obsessions. I just really love languages and linguistics. And so I was learning French at the time. And I was obsessed with Starshot, so I'm like, what if I can combine best of both worlds? I was thinking, the guy that wrote this is French, so do you suppose there's a French version of this that exists? I'm like, only one way to find out. So I email the guy, and I'm like, yo, hey, I'm that fan that made that fan art on Twitter, because at some point I had done that. I posted some of my drawings on Twitter, and he was like, wow, this is really cool. I'm like, oh my god, no way, one of the game devs saw my shit. So I email him, like, yo, it's your fan from Twitter, I was just wondering, I just found this movie script, it's so cool, and I was just wondering if there's a French version, and if that still exists, is there any way you could send that to me? But yeah, thanks for making Starshot, it just brings me so much joy. And yeah, and the guy emails me like 2 or 3 weeks later. He's like, you must be Space Circus #1 fan, so I can't refuse anything to you. Here's the full script. Yeah, it was written in French originally. Someone else did the English translation. I don't remember her name, unfortunately. By the way, who are you? So he asked me tell him about me, because he's like, who is this random kid that's obsessed with my game? And I basically told him that. I'm like, I'm just some wacko from the United States who just really likes this game a lot. And, okay, check this guy out real fast. I love him.
Step right up, lovers of the bazaar. Come on in, fans of the sensational.
He's like a megaphone. It's like just gabbing. Look, he follows you around. Like, he won't shut up, so you don't. You just fuck him up and he stops talking and he goes away. Yeah, so I told the guy, I'm just some random fan of this game, and I just take a lot of joy in this game. And so we kept in touch, and then eventually I got to Skype him. That was super cool. I was so nervous. Looking back on that, I'm so cringe from being so nervous and shy about talking to the guy. That didn't work? Oh, okay. Do it this way. Plug it out. There you go. Bro, a little tiny Willfall down there is pretty funny. Like, I'm not down there, but Willfall's just still there for whatever reason. Oh, check this out. This is the best part. His little happy dance he does. He dances a little jig, and then they go off. Okay, there's a lot of story here, so I'm gonna have to pause my commentary for a sec.
Mr. Starcash, we chased Virtua Circus out of there!
Mr.
Great!
Starkey.
How did you do that?
Well, it was some feat. We,
Never mind. No breaks. Get going.
Like, how'd you do that? Never mind, I don't care.
Our fans await.
Sorry, but I think we got company.
What?
Yeah, an unknown robot is approaching and is asking to see you.
Bro, Captain No Brakes, the only RAF pilot with a southern accent. His backstory is he was a pilot in World War II in the RAF, and he got captured by the enemy. He was cryogenetically frozen, launched into space. Then the circus found him in the 32nd century, thawed him out, and said, "Oh, you're a pilot? You want to pilot our ship?" And he doesn't know what he's doing, so he just presses random buttons.
$3,000,000, which makes you a prio-terminal debtor. The rating entitles you to pay all of your debts within 10 days. The Galactic Bank has ordered me to remain here to ensure your cooperation and goodwill. After the deadline for payment has elapsed, my mission will be to explode. I would point out that I'm not just a robot. I'm also a 3-megaton time bomb.
Oh, shucks. So, this guy's from the Galactic Bank. We're in debt. So he's gonna explode if we don't repay him.
You're going to explode in 10 days?
If you don't pay, we're not monsters at the Galactic Bank. We always give our customers a chance.
Where am I going to find $3
We're
million?
monsters.
I can't earn it with my shows. Since that damn Virtua Circus appeared,
Oh, dang.
I haven't been able to
This
fill
game
1/4 of
swears,
my
like,
seats.
multiple
There may
times.
be
Oh.
a way.
Oh, yeah?
How? Fill all the seats!
Oh,
You
I'm going to
idiot.
loosen all your screws, you idiotic heap of junk.
Listen, to fill every seat, we need a good show. And to get a good show, we must come up with some good acts.
Great idea.
Where do you think I could come up with some good acts in 10 days? Should I run a classified ad?
Classified. Pas une annonce. Also, the dialogue in this game is like twice as funny in the French version. It is so funny. And that's another thing I wanted to mention. Sometimes the delivery of the lines is completely different in the French version. Like the bomb in this version, he's like, "How do you do, customer Starcash?" But then in the French version, he's like,
Bonjour, client Starcash, et merci de votre fidélité à la Banque Galactique.
and it cracked me up. I was shitting bricks the first time I heard that. Because it's so ridiculous. He's like just screaming.
What is it?
As soon as Willfall and Starshort are back on board, it's pedal to the metal. Head for Killer Expo!
So, my bad to talk over all this. So, the idea is, we're in debt. We need $10 million Omni dollars, or $3 million Omni dollars in 10 days. Or else this bomb is gonna explode. They're like, crap, how are we gonna do that? And Stratagoric over here is like, well, we need to get some good acts for our circus. And they're like, how are we gonna do that? And he's like, maybe we could have like a detector that finds really rare things in the universe, and then we could go steal them and put them in our circus. And then Encyclopedia over here is like, I have an idea. Let's go to Killer Expo. They have really sophisticated detection systems. Maybe we could find something there. So, we go here to Starshot's home planet, Killer Expo. But we're actually going to save that for episode 2, so tune in next time where we're going to explore Killer Expo, and we'll talk a little bit about Starshot's origin story, which is actually from the game manual. But I've also illustrated it too, as well as, you know, some other beta Starshot stuff, and a little bit of background on one of the game devs, and also my story on how I got to meet the creator of the game in person and even interview him on the game, which is such a fun story, and I love to tell it. I could talk about that all day. It was a fantastic experience, and I'm so thankful for it. So, tune in next time to Elisa's a Big Freaking Nerd. Hope you had fun.